Welcome to the 8th session of Velocity and Acceleration Analysis by Graphical Method in Kinematics of Machines under Module 2. So in this session we are going to solve a numerical on instantaneous center method. So the statement of the problem is locate all the instantaneous center of the mechanism as shown in figure. The length of various links are AB is equals to 150 mm, BC is equals to 300 mm, CD is equals to 250, 225 mm and CE is equals to 500 mm. When the crank AB, so this is the crank, rotates in the anti-clockwise direction at uniform speed of 240 rpm, find velocity of the slider E. So this is the slider. We need to find the linear velocity of this slider and angular velocity of the link BC. So this link BC, so omega BC we need to find, or omega 3, because this is link number 3, and CE, angular velocity of link CE. So this link, so omega 3, omega 5 and velocity of this slider E. So this is the statement of the problem and this is the given figure. Okay, so it looks like a toggle mechanism. One side it is fixed, whereas this is the crank and this is the connecting rod. So these are the levers. One end of the lever is connected to the slider, so which slides along the horizontal direction. So now in order to draw the configuration diagram, because always the first step is we have to draw the configuration diagram, which is nothing but mechanism diagram. So we have to consider suitable scale. So for our convenience, in this problem we are taking 1 centimeter is equals to 50 centimeter. Therefore, so the length of the links become AB is equals to 3 centimeter, BC 6 centimeter, CD is equals to 4.5 centimeter, CE is equals to 10 centimeter. So using these dimensions, I am going to draw the configuration diagram. So in order to draw this configuration, let us start with the fixed points. So in the given figure, start from the crank. So we have a fixed point A. So from this point, the crank has to initiate or crank has to start. Therefore, first I will fix the point A. Next, from this point, I will draw a crank. So crank is AB, its length is 3 centimeter. So take 3 centimeter and angle 30 degree with respect to horizontal 30 degree. So draw a line. This AB represent the crank, is its length is 3 centimeter and angle with respect to horizontal is 30 degree. So once this is over, so next we have a vertical line downward direction, that is connecting rod BC, and its length is 6 centimeter. So from the point B in vertical direction, draw a line whose length is 6 centimeter. So this is the third step in the configuration diagram. So this is 6 centimeter. So once this much is over, so next we have to locate the horizontal reference line. Horizontal reference line. So for that, from the point A, I will draw a horizontal reference line like this. From the point A, I will draw a horizontal reference line like this. So in order to locate the another horizontal line for reference or line of action. So here I will get one line of action. In order to locate that line of action, I need a reference line from the point A. So from this reference line, I will measure 6 centimeter. From this line, measure 6 centimeter. So draw another line of reference or line of motion or line of action. Okay. So from this measure 6 centimeter, draw another horizontal reference line. So once this much is over, Next, again from the same point A, draw another reference vertical line downward direction. So this line I'm going to use for fixing the another point, to fix the another point D. So I am going to use this vertical line. So now from this vertical line I will measure 2 centimeter, and I will draw another vertical line till it touches the reference horizontal line. Okay, so this point I will fix another point which is nothing but point D. So in order to fix the point D, so I want reference line from vertical reference line from point A. So the distance between these two points should be 2 centimeter. Okay, so now I got point D. So I have to connect this D and C. So connect C and D. So this is the point C. So we got this point from this line BC, 6 centimeter. Okay, so from the point C, so the last one is a slider. So this slider is CE, which is 10 centimeter from the point C. Therefore, so from point C, take 10 centimeter radius, cut an arc on this reference line from the point C. By keeping at this point C, measure 10 centimeter radius and cut an arc on this reference line. So wherever the line cuts, from that point draw a line till it reaches point C. So this is nothing but, so another end point of this CE, fix the slider. So this is point E. Okay, so now let us count the number of links. So always fixed link is link number 1, crank is link number 2, connecting rod link number 3, CD is link number 4, and CE is link number 5, whereas slider is the link number 6. So we have 6 links in the given mechanism. So like this we can draw the configuration diagram as per the uh, taken suitable scale, or as per the scale we have taken. So next is we have to calculate the angular velocity of crank AB, or the link number 2. So the speed of the crank is given, so it is a 240 rpm. So now we know the relation between angular velocity and linear speed. So omega 2 is equals to 2 pi n by 60. So using this relation, easily we can find the angular velocity of link 2 or link AB. So after substituting n2 value in this equation and simplifying, so we got omega 2 25.13 radians per second. So number of instantaneous center in a mechanism. So in order to find the number of instantaneous center in a mechanism, so we have to make use of relation capital N is equals to small n into n minus 1 by 2. So since for the given mechanism, so we have 6 links, therefore in place of small n substitute 6 into 6 minus 1 by 2, so therefore 15. Number of instantaneous center for the given mechanism is 15. Now let us see all the possible instantaneous centers. So in order to find the 15 instantaneous center, so let us consider the bookkeeping method. That is, so we have to construct a table like this. So this one we have discussed in the previous lecture. So here in the first column we have to mention the number of links. Since we have 6 links, so 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so in order to locate the, or in order to identify the links, we have to consider the combination of links. So first one, 1 and 2 gives I12, 1 and 3 gives I13, 1 and 4 gives I14, 1 and 5 gives I15, 1 and 6 gives I16. So the link number 1 is over. Coming to link number 2, so always move in the forward direction, not the backward direction. So move in the forward direction. So take the combination, 2 3 gives I23, 2 4 gives I24, 2 5 I25, 26, I26. Next, coming to link number 3. So in the forward direction we have 3 links, therefore we have to consider the combination of all the links. So 3, 4 gives I34, 3, 5, I35, 3, 6, I36. So coming to link number 4, so we have two adjacent links 5 and 6, therefore the combination 4 and 5 gives I45, 4 and 6 gives I46. So for the link number 5 we have only one adjacent link 6, therefore the combination of these two links gives I56. For the link number 6 we don't have any connected instantaneous centers because adjacent to it we don't have any links. So like this we can identify the number of possible instantaneous centers for the given mechanism. So next one, by physical inspection, let us mark the instantaneous center. So here we have link number 1 and 2. They are pin joint at point A. Therefore, this is instantaneous center of link number 1 and 2. Again, link number 2 and 3 are pin joint at point B. Therefore, this is instantaneous center of 2 and 3, link number 2 and 3. So coming to the point C, so it is a junction of 3 links, right? So it is a junction of 3 links. So therefore, consider one by one. So if we consider the link number 3 and 4, they are pin joint at C. So this is I34, instantaneous center of link 3 and 4. So next one, so if we consider 3 and 5, so the instantaneous center becomes I35. Next, so link number 4 and 5 again are pin joint at the same point C. Therefore, instantaneous center of 4 and 5. So this point is very important because in this point 3 links are joined together. Therefore, we have to consider 3 instantaneous center at this point. So next one, coming to the point D. So it is a junction of two links. So always the fixed link is link number 1. Okay. So 1 and 4 are connected at this point by a pin joint. Therefore, so this is I14. Okay. So again, so 5 and 6, link number 5 and this slider 6 are connected at E. Are connected at E. This is nothing but I56. 5 and 6 connected at E, that is nothing but instantaneous center of link 5 and 6. So the last one, special case, the slider. The slider is sliding on link number 1, right? Slider is link number 6, which is sliding. So along this, sliding along this link. So this is link number 1. And the slider is a element with infinite radius, right? Slider is a element with infinite radius. Therefore, its instantaneous center lies at infinity. I61, I61 because instantaneous center of 6 and 1 lies at infinity because slider is a element with infinite radius. So like this we can locate the instantaneous center just by physical inspection. So here we have 8 instantaneous center. So out of 15, 8 instantaneous centers easily we can mark on the mechanism just by physical inspection. So in order to locate the remaining neither fixed nor permanent instantaneous centers, so we have to use circle method. So let us see how the circle methods can be used in order to locate the other instantaneous or remaining instantaneous centers. So first draw a circle of any radius. First draw a circle of any radius, then mark the points on the circle. So here number of points should be equals to the number of links. Since for the given mechanism there are 6 links, therefore we have to mark the 6 points on the circumference of the circle. So next, so there is a connection between each link. So 1 and 2 are connected, therefore join 1 and 2 and this becomes I12. So now join 2 and 3. this becomes I23. Next join 4 3, this is nothing but I34, and join 4 and 5, the instantaneous center is I45. Join 5 and 6, it becomes I56. Then join 6 and 1, this is nothing but I16. So along with this we have the connection between 1 and 4, right? Connection between 1 and 4. So therefore this is nothing but I14, and we have another connection between 5 and 3, link number 5 and 3. So that is nothing but I35. So these are the uh, instantaneous centers, so which exist between the links. So in order to locate the remaining instantaneous center, so first consider the unknown instantaneous center. So this I13, so this is neither fixed nor permanent instantaneous center. So this I13 we have to locate. So in order to locate this I13, so we have to connect the point number 1 and 3, since I want I13. So connect 1 and 3, draw a line, connect link number 1 and 3. So it forms two triangles. So in the upper triangle we have I12 and I23, whereas in the lower triangle, so carefully observe, since we have so many lines, don't get confused with the number of lines. Be careful while selecting the points. So here in the this line separates two triangles. So here in the upper triangle we have I12 and I23 points, whereas in the lower triangle we have I14 and I34. This I34 and I14. So therefore this I13 is split into two triangles. One is I12, I23. Another one is I14 and I34. So using these two points, easily we can locate this I13. Okay. So let us see the next instantaneous center. So I15. I15 is the next instantaneous center. So we have to connect the points 1 and 5. Connect point 1 and 5, draw a line. This line represent instantaneous center of link number 1 and 5. Okay, so here it forms two triangles, or upper triangle is I16, I56, whereas lower triangle is, so this I14, this line, and I45. Okay, so upper triangle I16, I56, this triangle, whereas this is the lower triangle I14 and I45. So it splits into two triangle I16, I56, I14 and I45. So easily by using these four instantaneous points, we can locate I15. So next instantaneous center is I24. So we have to connect point 2 and 4. So connect the point 2 and 4, draw a line, draw a line. This is nothing but I24. Okay. So this line forms two triangles. So here we have the points connected to these triangles I23 and I34. This is first point, I23 and I34. Another triangle is I12 and I14. I repeat. So this line forms two triangle. So this is consider it as upper triangle or lower triangle. This is upper triangle, no problem. So for this triangle, the corresponding points are I23 and I34. Okay. So for this triangle, I12 and I14. So therefore, I23, I34 is the first corresponding points. Next one, I12 and I14 are the next corresponding points. So using these points, we can locate I24. So next instantaneous center is I25. So we have to connect point 2 and 5. Connect point 2 and 5. Draw a line. So this line represent instantaneous center of link number 2 and 5. Okay. So this line forms two triangle. So one is I23, another one is I35. I repeat. So this is the point corresponding to the first triangle I23, I35. Or else you can take this line also. You will get the same point instantaneous center. Okay, you can take I24 and I45 also, you will get the same instantaneous center, or you can consider I23 and I35, both will give the same location of instantaneous center. Okay, so this is first instantaneous centers corresponds to the triangle. So next one is, now we have another triangle. So I12 and I15, I12, I15, so corresponds to the upper triangle. So one is I23, this is I23 and this is I35. Another one is I12, I15. So using these points easily we can locate I25. So next one is I26. So I26 is nothing but we have to connect point 2 and 6. So connect 2 and 6, draw a line. This is nothing but I26. So draw a line which connects the 2 points 2 and 6, which is nothing but I26. Okay, so this is one triangle, right? I12, I16, I12, I16. Another one is this one, right angle triangle, I25, I56. One is I12, I16, I25, I56. This is I25 and this is I56. Using these points, we can locate I26. So next point is I36. So we have to connect point 3 and 6. Draw a line between point 3 and 6. It gives I36. Okay, so it gives I36. So we have two triangles. One is I13, I16. Okay, so another one is I35, I56. Or we can take another points also, that is I23 and I26. So using these points also we can locate the I36. Or you can take I13 and I16. So using these 2 points also we can locate the I36. So next one is I35 and I56. Okay, so using these points we can locate I36. So last one is I46. So connect a point or link number 4 and 6. Draw a line between points 4 and 6. This is nothing but I46, right? So it forms a two triangle. The points corresponds to first triangle I45, I56. Okay, I45, I45, I56. So another one is I14. This is I14 and I16. So this is I16. Okay, so I14, I16. So this forms one triangle and this is another triangle, that is I45 and I56. So using these points we can locate I46. So this is the procedure usually followed in order to locate the neither fixed nor permanent instantaneous center. So just by physical observation, we have located 8 instantaneous centers. So the remaining 7 instantaneous centers can be located by using this circle method. So next is, we have to locate first instantaneous center I13. So this I13 consists of 2 points I12 and I23. Another one is I14 and I34, which is nothing but, so we have to connect these 2 points and extend the line. So from the configuration diagram, we have located all the possible instantaneous center just by physical inspection. So one is I12 and I23. So we have to extend this line, connect the points and extend the line like this. So connect I12 and I23, extend the line. So like this, extend the line. So next one is I14 and I34. So this is I14 and this is I34. So connect these 2 points and extend the line till it reaches the previous line. So like this. So connect these 2 points and extend the line till it reaches the previous line. So wherever these two lines intersect, it is the instantaneous center I13. Okay, so this is the instantaneous center I13. So next instantaneous center is I15. So in order to locate this I15, we need the instantaneous centers, the previous instantaneous center I16 under I56. Another one is I14 under I45. So from the diagram, so we have the points I16, so this is I16, and I56. So this is the point I56. So from the point I56, this line has to start. So there is a minor mistake in it. So this line has to start from this point E. So this line has to start from the point E. So this line represent I16 and I56 line. Okay, this is I16 and I56 line. So next one is I14 and I45. This is I14 and I45. Okay, so we have to connect these 2 points and extend the line till it reaches the previous line. This is the previous line. So extend the line and connect these 2 points. So wherever these two lines intersect, which is nothing but instantaneous center I15. So like this we can locate I15. So next instantaneous center is I24. So I24 is a combination of two set of instantaneous centers I23 and I34, I12, I14. So I23, I34. So this is the line I23, I34. So the first we have to connect these 2 points, and if next point if not connects, then we need to extend. So let us see the next points I12 and I14. See, this is I12 and this is I14. So therefore we have to extend this line. So we have to extend this I23 and I34 line upward direction like this. Extend the line like this. So next, so connect I12 and I14. So connect these 2 points and extend the line till it reaches the previous line like this. Connect I14 and I12, then extend the line till it reaches the previous line. So this intersection point is nothing but I24. So next instantaneous center is I25. So I25 is a combination of two set of instantaneous center I23, I35 and I12, I15. Okay, so I23, this is I23 and I35, this line I23, I35. So next I12, I15. So this is I12 and this is I15. So which means that this line is enough, no need to draw any further line, especially for this set. But we have to connect these 2 points because in order to obtain I25 we have to connect these 2 points I12, I15. So connect these 2 points I12, I15. So wherever this line cuts this line, wherever this line cuts this line, that intersection point is nothing but I25. Okay, so this is I25. So next one I26. So we have two sets of instantaneous center in order to locate I26. I12, I16. So this is I12, but I16 is this line, right? So parallel to this line we can locate one more line here, because that is the property of the slider. So the slider can slide along this horizontal direction. Therefore parallel to this we can locate anywhere this line. So parallel to this line we can locate this I16. So therefore from I12 draw a vertical line parallel to this, line, draw a line. This line represent I12, I16. Okay, this line represent I12, I16. Next I25, I56. See, this is I25, whereas I56, this is I56. Okay, so connect these 2 points and extend the line like this. So connect I56, I25 and extend the line. Okay, So connect I56, I25 and extend the line till it reaches the previous line. So wherever these two lines intersect, which is nothing but I26, I26. So next one is I36. So we have two sets of instantaneous centers for I36, I23, I26, I35, I56. So first one is I23, I26. So this is I23 and this is I26. This is I26 and this is I23. So connect these two points and extend the line like this. So connect these two points and extend the line. So next I35, I56. So this is I35 and this is I56. So connect these two points and extend the line till it reaches the previous line like this. Connect these two points, extend it till it reaches the previous line. This intersection point becomes I36. Okay, this is I36. So next one. So this is the last instantaneous center I46. So let us consider the set of instantaneous centers I14 and I16. See, this is the point I14, but this is I16. Therefore, parallel to this, from the point I14, draw a line. Okay, so parallel to this line, from the point D, draw a line. This line represent I14, I16 line. So next set of instantaneous center is I45 and I56. This is I45, this is I56. So connect these two points and extend the line. Okay. So connect these two points, extend the line. So wherever these two lines intersect, this intersection point is nothing but I4, 6. So like this we can locate all the possible instantaneous centers by using both physical inspection as well as circle method. So once the location of all the instantaneous centers are over, so we need to calculate the velocities. So first one is find the angular velocity of link BC, that is link number 3. So from the angular velocity ratio, we know that omega x by omega y is equals to I1y into Ixy divided by I1x into Ixy. So we know the value of crank, that is angular velocity of crank, that is link number 2. So the known value is 2, whereas unknown value is 3, because link number 3, for the link number 3 we are finding the angular velocity. Therefore x becomes 2, y becomes 3. So above equation becomes like this: omega 2 by omega y, omega 2 by omega 3 is equals to I13 into I23 divided by I12 into I23. Now from the instantaneous center, so we got the length of I13 and I23 31.5 centimeter, 31.5 centimeter, and the length of this line I12, I23, so 3 centimeter. Therefore, substitute these two values in the above equation and find omega 3. So omega 3 becomes 2.39 radians per second. So here no need to take the scale, because the scale will get cancelled, because in the numerator and denominator we have the values. So if we take the scale, both side it will get cancelled. So this is the value of angular velocity of link BC. So next, so velocity, that is linear velocity of the link or point E or link 6. We know linear velocity V is equals to R into omega. So R is nothing but radius. So from the instantaneous center, consider I15 and I56. This gives the radius, whereas we have to find omega 5. Okay. So I15 and I56 from the instantaneous center. So we got 5.1 centimeter. Length is 5.1 centimeter. Multiply the scale. Okay. So therefore, VE becomes 1683 millimeter per second. So before that, so here omega 5 we need to find. So there is a slight variation in the uh, time of display of this equation and this equation. So don't get confused. First we have to find omega phi. So in order to find omega phi, we have to use this equation, omega 3 by omega phi, because x is a known, omega 3 is known, y is 5. Therefore omega 3 by omega phi is equals to I1 phi into I3 phi divided by I1 3 into I3 phi. So I1 phi and I3 phi is 10.5 centimeter. Okay, and I13 I35 length is 28.7 centimeter. So therefore uh, after substituting all the values and simplifying this equation, we got omega phi 6.54 radians per second. So substitute this 6.54 in this equation and simplify. Therefore V becomes 1683 millimeter per second, or we can write this one in meter per second. It becomes 1.683 meter per second. Okay, so same thing. So here I13 and I23. So I13 and I23. So measure from the instantaneous center. So we got I13. This is I13 and I23. This I23. So measure this line, length of this line. We got 31.5 centimeter. Next I12 and I23. So I12 is this one, I23. This is nothing but a length of a crank. Length of crank is 3 centimeter. So next one is I15 and I35. So I15 is nothing but the line, link number 1 and link number 5. I15, this is I15 and I35, this line. So measure the length of this line, I35 and I15. So from the measurement I got a 10.5 centimeter. So next I13 and I35. So I13 is, this is I13 and I35, this is I35. So measure the length of this line, that is from point C to I13, that is 28.7, and find the omega phi. Then by substituting that omega phi in the linear equation of velocity, so we got the velocity of a slider E, 1.683 meter per second.